This is Arts Alive. I'm Lynda Philippi. My guest is Marilyn Affolter. She's a photographer of renown. And you're here to talk about your new show, is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I know the gallery is just beautiful in downtown McMinnville. You can talk about that a little bit, and then what's going on with you.
Yeah, it's a new gallery in town. A lot of people still don't know about it. We've been open now for 5.5 months. I opened in the mid-November. Unexpectedly, I did not know this was going to happen, and I'm very grateful that it's there. I love it. We are currently, and you'll see later on in the show, some of the work, but I'm going to be representing, besides my own work, I have my whole body of work in one place, which is wonderful to be able to do that, and the first time I've ever been able to do that. And represent local artists, maybe 4 or 5 at a time, and that's it. So I can really represent them. Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
So why don't you tell us and sort of give a description of the physical location for people who may not be aware of where you are.
The gallery is Marilyn Affolter Fine Art Gallery, and it's on Northeast Evans, 325 Northeast Evans, right across from Red Fox Bakery. That's the best way to show it. Wonderful little space, very intimate, and my whole goal was to be able to have a small, intimate, approachable gallery of very, very high quality fine art, but that does not scare people away. That they can come in and they can sit and talk and just really enjoy fine art.
I think you've really accomplished that because it is a
Thank you.
comfortable space, and there's, it's not so big that it's daunting or, intimidating, but yet, there's plenty of room for display as well. So I think it's wonderful.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
Should we look at some of the slides you brought?
Okay. Good.
Let's see.
This is my own work. In fact, you'll see this on the sign outside the gallery. That's why I put this there. I've been now professionally shooting for almost 8 years.
Wow.
And as my work has evolved, it's become almost what you would term more painterly in its work. This is still a lot of local scenes in Yamhill County. This is very, very typical Yamhill County, out at Pike Road, outside of Yamhill. The next one, as you can see, also it gets to be more painterly. Is you can see I've taught art for many, many years, and I also do oils and I do pastels. Not many people know that because I haven't shown it before, but the best way I can describe it is in oils you do lots of layers, and in pastels you just layer upon layer. Well, I'm starting to do that in my photography.
Okay.
I will take pictures of different layers and then add them to it. Do a lot of processing, chemical darkroom type of processing called dodging and burning, but I take it to the digital darkroom.
Okay.
And do hours and hours. I'll take up to 20 to 25 hours on one photograph doing that.
Wow. Okay.
And so you get a very painterly feel to these herons are very, very typical of showing what it's like. The next photo also.
Well, that's beautiful.
This one here, I was able to take oil classes painting from Lori Wallace-Lloyd, who teaches here in McMinnville. Fantastic teacher, one of the best I've ever come across. And I've always wanted to do still life photography as well as still life oils, which I am starting to do. Something in the process of learning from her just clicked in my mind what I needed to do.
Oh,
and so
good.
you've got these still lifes where they are done in studio, but you've got that Rembrandt lighting. And again, many, many hours spent on that. This one and the next one are some of my newest works that have come about from that.
Okay, so are those
Those
photographs?
are photographs.
Wow.
Those are photographs.
Okay, that's amazing.
Yeah, and so you end up with that painterly look to them, and that's what I was trying to achieve with them. This is one of the pastels I did.
Okay.
So I haven't shown any of my pastels, but you can see that there's a lot of correlation between the two. I love real life. I'm trying to achieve as much as I can that realistic approach in my paintings and my drawings. Yeah.
Well,
Again, a painterly effect. This is Newport Bay.
Oh, wow. Okay.
You've got the bridge in the background. The next one also goes to my animals even. This is one of my favorite photographs I've ever done. That is a cow in Yamhill County. I've never seen a cow like that in my life, but it looks like God just took a paintbrush and decided to paint that. And I had a little contest and it ended up being called Sound of Music.
I think, oh,
Okay, sorry.
I like
it. But I love it. And you can see there's the painterly field. This is my newest work. This is a straight photograph. A lot of people are saying, no, that is a painting. That is a reflection of alders in a pond outside of Nesquin. And you'll see that in the next slide also. Again, this is just a straight reflection.
Wow.
And that's what it looked like. It was the sun coming down. Photography is a wonderful medium. You know, it can be painterly or just straight photography, black and white, very documentary type. I am definitely shifting more and more toward the fine art
that's
work
just beautiful.
in my work. And the next one also shows that too. What I did with this was I just flipped the image. So you've got a reflection of the trees, and it's just flipped, so it looks like a mountainscape in the background with the skies and the trees in front of it. Then the latest show that I have at the gallery right now, and what I'm going to be doing at the gallery is it's kind of morphing into each other. A lot of galleries will have a set date when they have a new show that starts, and I'm finding out that my shows are starting to run 2.5 months approximately, and they morph into each other, and they gradually get changed because I'm the sole mover,
So you
shaker and mover of all
as
of
you
everything.
start taking things down and putting things up.
Right.
Okay.
And the latest show that I have is called Flower Power.
Oh, I like it. Okay.
And the whole intent was to bring back the 60s. I grew up in the 60s. Well, that was my younger years in the 60s. And I always was a hippie at heart.
Okay.
I love flowers. And so I've done a whole series of flowers of close-up macro. And they're very large, blown up very large on black.
Oh, okay.
Very, very stunning work. And along with them, I have the work of James Dallin, who is an oil painter who fits perfectly with the theme. He has very surrealistic type of dreamlike pictures, and he brought out one of his pictures that he did in the 1980s, but it has that 1960s feel of it that's quite large. That goes with this. My flowers, as you can see, though, that I'm showing is not just the images, but they just a single black on images on black, but also very artistic toward it. And then, of course, then I do my animals, and I always will do my animals. A lot of character in them.
I love that. I think that is great. Perfect.
So my photography still has a huge wide gamut, but there's the studio gallery that I did open, and that's what I wanted to be able to let people know, that there is a new gallery in town, and it really is a great outlet for people to come in and enjoy fine art and local artists. James is not shown in Yamhill County. D. Boyles is now showing at the gallery, and he hasn't shown in Yamhill County for a long, long time, and he's going to be showing his work, and he's developing new work right now for just the gallery. Lori Wallace-Lloyd, Lori, is also going to be showing at that gallery, and she has some of her work there also, and she's going to be bringing more in.
Oh, good, okay.
So those are the three right now. That's one of Dee's pieces. One of a really, truly master plein air artist of our day.
Now, I know that, were they all on the Art Harvest Studio Tour this past fall?
No, Dee has not been on it for a while.
Okay.
Lori has been, and James was. This is one of Lori's pieces right here. That's one of the pieces that is being shown right now in the Flower Power show. Lori and I also are going to be sharing a space during the Art Harvest Studio Tour. And it will be at the gallery. And during the month of September...
Because she's upstairs, right?
She moved.
Okay.
And now she's at her house. She has a back terrace studio where she still is teaching her classes. That's James Dallin pieces. That's one of James's pieces. Love it.
I just saw today the one, I saw it online, it's one with, I don't know if it's Noah, whoever it is in the boat.
Oh, I love that piece.
I love that too.
Very surrealistic, and you know, he's got this wonderful imagination, dreamlike quality to his pieces, but truly a master at his craft.
Really?
It's really interesting. Both James and Dee started their careers in the graphic design world, and they both had some very extensive background in that area, and they've come now to the fine art, totally full circle just to fine art.
Oh, yeah.
What was I going to say on that one? In September, before the Art Harvest Studio Tour, the gallery is going to have a show just of the Art Harvest Studio Tour artists
that's
in
a wonderful
McMinnville.
idea. Oh, great.
And then in October, it will just be Lori's and my work and that. in the gallery.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's a wonderful idea. Just
Yeah.
a nice way to bring it all. I know last year was it? I think it was out at the Horseradish, maybe. That they
Horseradish
did a
will still be
show
doing it.
of maybe like one of all of the artists, and that I thought that was a really
Yes.
nice idea
Yes,
too.
and the Blue Goat does it also in Amity, and there's one in Newburgh that also shows some of it. But we've never had a showing in McMinnville of the McMinnville artists, and so all the McMinnville Art Harvest Studio Tour artists will be shown at the gallery in September.
You know, we have some time, so why don't you talk a little bit about how you first got involved in photography?
Remember Life magazine? And my mother and father had a subscription to Life magazine. And I remember as a child poring over those photographs. I can even remember picturing myself laying on the floor with my, my feet up, dangling like this, kicking like this, just flipping them. And just saying to myself, I'd love to, I would love to, I'd love to. But I lived in a household where respectfully, I love my mom and dad, but that was just something you just didn't do. And one of the things that I encourage all people to do, and I've encouraged my children, is you follow your passion. And I do believe that each one of us has a God-given, whether it's by inspiration, whether it's genetically, I think it's both, in our DNA, that there's something that we need to do and we want
Something
we
that
should
you're
be
meant
doing.
to
We should be doing. And there's clues in our whole life, if we're just aware of them, what we're supposed to do. And that love of those photographs, I didn't read it, I just looked at the photographs. And the love of those,
looked at the pictures.
Exactly. I looked at the photographs, and the love of those photographs
love
was a
it.
clue to me.
Uh-huh.
And so it just, and through the years, as I look back and reflect, there was a lot of little clues that I was not aware of. But it's now like, oh yeah, that's what I was supposed to do.
But it's paying off now because you finally, I think when you finally were able to start following your passion, it made you that much more appreciative, right?
Oh, very, very much so. I think sometimes, what if I'd started this when I was in my 20s? But obviously I wasn't ready. And I probably could not have done as quickly, as well, as I have.
You know, one of the things I have to tell you, Marilyn, is I've quoted you so many times on talking about people taking pictures, and they say,
Yes.
oh, I can't take photos, oh, blah, blah. And I said, I have a friend, and here's what she says. Use the camera you have.
Exactly right.
Which is probably your phone. So go ahead and figure out how to do it, because you can capture images.
Yes.
You know?
It's Ansel Adams, one of my favorite quotes was, he says the most important component of the camera, or the picture, is the 12 inches behind it, or the camera. The most important component of the camera is the 12 inches behind it.
You have to have it, and you have to use it.
But it doesn't matter what it is. Basically, you use what's in your hand, and what is most available now is a cell phone camera. They're amazing, absolutely amazing. I have a Windows phone. Here's a little plug for Windows, I guess, because their cell phone camera's incredible, and I use it professionally now, and sell in the galleries that I am represented professionally.
Okay, all of you out there in TV land.
That's right.
You heard it here first. Get your cameras out.
Yeah, it's just, you need to know, it's a tool.
Of course.
It's just a tool. I use a Holga plastic camera made in Japan. It's just a tool.
Just fun.
I use it professionally, though. And I use a Polaroid from the 1960s.
Oh,
So it's just a Yashica. I use one from the 1950s. And it is a film camera. I use film also. The Holga's a film camera.
wonderful.
So just...
Well, Marilyn, I have to tell you, we're out of time, but I really want to thank you for being here
All
today.
right. Thank you very much.
I look forward to seeing you
appreciate
again
it.
soon.
Yeah. I come to the gallery again. Appreciate it. Okay.